On May 11th, 2008, an unmarried Latina with no housemates, caught up in a whirlwind of late spring multitasking, became overly distracted, and in her hurry to rewind by hand a roll of camera film in her closet, she inadvertently pulled the door to because she wanted to keep the cat out, thereby trapping herself for the next 55 hours. Truth. I had just read an article in an issue of Chronicle of Higher Education. It was about tweeting. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get caught up on Twitter. I'm already multitasking too much on computers. I have 3 blogs, 4 email accounts, I'm on MySpace, and I just joined Facebook. And now I'm getting pressure to open a LinkedIn account. And all these things are supposed to keep us connected, and all of a sudden I'm alone, I'm disconnected. 3 hours after reading that article about tweeting, I am stuck in my own damn closet. There is nobody to hear me chirp. There is no one to hear me scream. There is no one to hear me kick at the door. I'm in the dark. You're in the dark. Because you have no idea what I'm doing. You have no idea what my status is. You have no idea why I don't blog, why I don't respond to voicemail, why I don't call or text message or IM you. All I can do is use my mind and my hands to work trying to release myself and to keep me steered on the right course. Now, if I had been a dedicated Twitterer, you would have maybe noticed a lapse in my tweets and you would have tweeted back, right? But maybe instead, maybe you would have brought your physical self physically over here to save my physical ass. You know, if someone had told me that I would spend 2.5 days carving hardwood with this tool, I would not have thought it possible, achievable. In these days of multitasking, a lot of our goals go unmet, and we procrastinate the most unpleasant tasks. But in a time of dire need, when you are the sole agent of your survival, everything changes. Everything. The Sanskrit word ahimsa, for love, does not contain a negative or passive connotation, as does the English translation, nonviolence. The implication of ahimsa is that when all violence subsides in the human heart, the state which remains is love. It is not something that we have to acquire. It is always present and needs only to be uncovered. This is our real nature. Not merely to love one person here, another there, but to be love itself. Love in action. So as I worked on my release, chipping away at the hardwood closet door with this small tool, it was like a ritual itself. A ritual, like so many rituals of initiation, which are usually a first step in binding individuals together in a community, in a group. But if your arduous ordeal is undertaken inadvertently committed by yourself alone without a witness, it is an initiation without community. And if you survive the initiation alone, be it a tour in Iraq or a dangerous encounter with a grizzly in the outback, there is no one to verify or confirm your story unless there's physical evidence. One can imagine then the isolation of this for the initiate, who has completed a level of accomplishment but has no one to share in her joy, her pride, and to help hold memory together with her about this specific moment. So there I was, in the closet, towards the end of the 3rd day, and I was running out of energy and stamina. I started to sink so low, I found myself working for shorter and shorter spurts of time, wanting to just sink back into my wardrobe, all those clothes behind me in the darkness, and just rest my body. But I could tell from underneath the door it was still light out, and my progress had been good, and I shouldn't stop. But at this moment it seemed that I could see the beginning of the end of the light in my mind. And a deeper, darker darkness overwhelmed me. And my exhaustion depleted me, and my thirst was becoming even more difficult to ignore. Noticing these physiological conditions and my mind's succumbing response, the better part of my consciousness realizes that an intervention is necessary, critically, right away, immediately. So I reach for thoughts, seeking something in the library of my memory that might give me induration. After the second sunrise, I grow too exhausted to be defensive, confrontational, or angry. My real nature stepped forward. I sipped my urine, a few drops, and I thought of death. How my body would be found, crumpled on a toy chest with a pair of shoes for pillows. A mental game of epistomathematics yielded the following. Darkness is lack of light. Lack of light depletes the spirit as well as the body. Darkness was depleting me. The opposite of darkness is brilliance, is light. Darkness is like negativity. It can consume and overwhelm you to the point of impoverishment. So how can I turn off the darkness and switch the lamp of positivity back on so that I could resume my laborious attempt to get out? What did I need to generate inside myself? How could I generate this vital light of possibility? Ultimately, the light was love. The light at the end of the tunnel, the thing that feeds the soul. Love conquers all. Love is all you need. So the thought of this mental construct is what I reach for, but too vague and abstract. It could not give me what I wanted or needed in that moment, so I made it an active verb. Love in the present tense, love in action, to take away my tension, to wake my work hands, make me embody an active sense of love. So I began to chant again in my mind so I would not waste the saliva. I love Mama, I love Daddy, I love Brianna, I love Ted, I love Miranda, I love Ceci, I love Cecilia, I love Julia, I love Danny, I love Donna, I love Ernest, I love Linus, I love Ginger, I love Mary, I love Maria, I love Patricia, I love Patricia, I love Patricia, I love Patricia, I love Patricia. I know a lot of Patricias. I love, the list grew, the names came faster and faster. I tried to picture every person in my life, to see them in my mind's eye, to see them in their daily lives and places, to feel and remember how much they have shown their love for me for so long a time that I actually began to feel strength growing in my body. The vitality of their love for me, the way they've shown and expressed it was like fuel being pumped into my flesh. I love, a list of remembering the names I am committed to, the people of those names, the people I'm not even finished loving in this lifetime yet. No, I'm not finished loving you. I'm not done loving you. And in that ultimate resolution, I made a decision. I realized I am not done yet. I am not done yet. I am not finished. And my body lifted up as if strings pulled me forward and springs bounced me upward to a standing position, and I resumed my digging motion into the door, pulsing with every statement of this mantra until the word love was accented by a new and forceful jab, until the relenting hole, and yes it will relent, and yes it will go bigger, and yes my finger will poke through, I will get myself out and eventually emerge. Every chiseling and carving stroke forced in rhythm with the word as I spoke it passionately in my mind. Love, 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 love. Mind over matter. Heart energy trumping physical exertion. And I didn't give up. I didn't surrender except to love. And that is how a mantra can save a life. These are the wood chips from the Laura.